Brace yourself. It's that time again. Hey, welcome to Unfiltered. Oh man, are you in for a great week this week? Because, man, I've had all week to do nothing but lay in the sun and work on this show. I want to start out tonight by giving a great thank you to Brian, Sawyer, and Matt out at the Cheshire Room at Keene High School. You know, I just found out about this place because I knew about it at Thanksgiving. I only went there this week. And boy, I'll be there almost every day next year. What a great meal for a cheap price.
Cool.
You can't believe it. Oh, man. And unfortunately, Brian is graduating this year and moving on to cook in the public sector, I guess. But Sawyer will be there next year. He's only a junior.
Good deal.
And he's going to do boot camp this summer.
Cool.
Just very cool between junior and senior year.
What
Yeah.
is boot camp?
Boot camp for the Army, man.
Oh,
You
okay.
know. So, but yeah, awesome. What a great bunch of guys down there, man. Made my head, like, huge. It's great. And Scott Rogers does a great job out there,
Does that
too.
make you feel old or young going back there?
It made me feel old, really. I mean, it still kind of looks like the same place, but I don't ever remember
Going there?
everything. Well, no, like, it being so intense, like a work atmosphere. I had, while I was there, Captain Jack popped over, and he's Tarzan's son. And he came in from the construction trades. He said they're building their second house since he's been in the construction trades.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's awesome, and it seems like a great program. All right, I got a few little news clips I'm going to read. This one was a letter to the editor, and it was in Tuesday's paper, I believe. It says, to the Sentinel, I would like to propose a roundabout at the intersection of Grove Street and Water Street to help ease traffic and congestion. Signed, Thomas R. Eaton, Jr. Yeah, there among many other places in Keene. We could, like,
Go, Tom.
we could be the roundabout city.
That's right.
We'll scrap the old Elm City because they cut down all the elm trees anyway.
Well, they have Dutch elm
And-
disease.
So we're not the Elm City anymore. We'll be Roundabout City. And we'll just have circles everywhere.
Yeah, that's just so we can get the tourists to come in and just keep them in town.
That would be cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was a great letter, Tom.
Once you come in, you can't get out.
This I found, I think it was, I pulled it out of today. No, this was out of yesterday's paper. And, I mean, I got to read this because it says a made-for-TV moment. A woman wants her kidney to be a game show prize. That's right. She's a 37-year-old woman suffering from an inoperable brain tumor. And she wants to donate her kidney before she dies, but she wants to have a game show.
Bring her on here.
She
This
gonna
is
call
in-
it You Bet Your Life?
Yeah.
No, here it is. It's in Amsterdam. And asked to intervene, the government declined, saying it would be censorship to stop the broadcast, regardless of how distasteful and even unethical it might be. And it's unclear whether the contestants are a medical match or not, and whether the winner would even be capable of receiving the kidney. But the education minister over there says the information I have right now tells me that the program is unfitting and unethical, especially due to the competitive element. But it's up to the program makers to make their choices. And now get this, it's called The Big Donor Show. And it's produced by the same people that created the Big Brother concept. And Big Brother was a big hit.
Yeah. Now, is that legal?
Apparently there it is, because the government said it wouldn't intervene.
So if you lose, die.
Well, no, it goes on to say that viewers will even be able to vote as to which contestant will be, but the final determination will be this lady that they call Lisa. The director of the Kidney Association, Paul Berkins, welcomed the sudden attention to the problem of organ donations, but called on the network to cancel the show now that it's gained publicity. Says there are about 1,500 people waiting on the list for more than 4 years, so something has to be done. But let's be clear, this is not the way. So a game show for body parts.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Big Brother.
Yeah, Big Brother.
Big Brother.
Big Brother and everybody else, all them reality shows. Here it is.
I
You
love
watch
Big
them
Brother.
take out a kidney and put it in somebody else. You know, if you can answer the right questions. This one I had to pull because it came out of Miami, and apparently a man in a Wendy's, he went through the drive-thru and he argued with the employee because he wanted more chili sauce packets. And the employee said that it's a restaurant policy that you can only get 3. Well, apparently this guy threw a fit and insisted on 10. The employee complied, but the police said the customer wanted even more. And when the manager came out to speak to him, the guy shot the manager
Over chili.
over chili sauce.
Okay.
Only in Miami. You know, and whether
Only in the US.
gun laws, I don't know. Gun laws probably wouldn't have helped because apparently this guy liked chili sauce so much that he would have done
And he killed
anything
for it.
for it. Yeah. So, you know, I really like commercials, you know, and there's a commercial when I'm up early in the morning watching Channel 9, WMUR. Irving Gas has these commercials that are the stupidest commercials about what a nice company they are, and you know the what if commercials.
Yep.
Have you seen them? Where what if, you know, children's hospitals were closer to everybody's homes and there were more of them, and Irving Oil donates $5,000 to children's charities, you know? I mean, how stupid is that when they make billions? But I came up with my own what if commercial. So here's my little what if commercial break. What if we could make power with the wind or harness the energy of our raging rivers? What if cars ran on electric power and could be charged by the sun or lightning? What if we could power a coastal town using the tides? Oh, we can already do most of that. What if Irving Oil didn't exist? That's my what if. All right. We're going to do a crew call now. Get it over with. So, small crew tonight. Greg's not here. He's off, I think, doing something. Al is here, floating over towards camera 1. But see, he's not a real good camera operator, to be honest with you.
Here's the launch.
He stinks. He doesn't have any ears either. We've got Jane floor directing. So I gave her like a Gelman chair to sit in so she can feel real important. But that's the way she prefers it. And Mike's setting up a shot for the booth, but seeing as how Greg's here and Al stinks at the camera, Mike's going to have to jump over here and say hi into the camera that I'm on. So Mike's here running cameras. So he's over on camera 1, camera 3. And in the booth, we've got Bruce and Andrea, as usual.
How you doing out there, Rick?
I'm doing great, Bruce. It's a great show.
So far, it's coming off well.
Surrey's a great place to think, let me tell you. I got some great stuff.
Yeah, it's nice when
So,
you can sit out in the fresh air and the sunshine and enjoy
Yeah,
the nice weather and
Yeah.
have time to yourself to think. But
you know.
some of us have day jobs.
I'm starting to feel a little flabby, too. I got to do something. And we have Andrea. And you're ready for our NASCAR report, right?
Sure, I'm always up for NASCAR.
Got a couple
You know
of
that.
couple of good tidbits for us?
Yeah, I got a few good tidbits. What I'm going to do is, first things first, I am going to give you the winner of the Craftsman Truck Series race last week. And that was Dennis Setzer. And what they said is he actually did not make a single solitary pit stop throughout the entire race. Same tires, same tank of gas, the whole shooting match.
Can you do that?
He did it.
Wow.
Don't know how he did it, but he did it. But anyways, then Casey Kane. Oh, good one for him. He won the Busch race. And that was his absolute total first race of the season. He did a good job. And then, in fact, what's really funny, in the Busch Series, there were at least 20 out of the Cup guys that were in that Busch race. So I don't know who they'd have had running if it wasn't for them.
There are usually quite a few of the Cup
Yeah,
guys in it.
there
A lot of
is.
people think that that's unfair, but
Well,
racing's racing.
some people think it is, but then again, it gives the Busch guy regulars a good competition.
Right.
But then what we've got is Casey Mears won his first Cup Series or Cup race, the Nextel Cup race, and he won it in, of all days, on Memorial Day weekend. He won it in the National Guard car.
That's awesome.
So that was absolutely awesome, and he was just so excited.
There were a lot of great looking cars out there
Great
too.
cars,
Yeah.
awesome cars. JJ Yaley had his best finish of the season, and in fact, probably of his Cup Series time, with a second place finish. And I think everybody was real excited because one of the favorites in the Cup Series was Kyle Petty, and he finished third. So that was an awesome finish for him. But that brought the standings up to Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, and Jeff Burton. So those were the top 5. Now, and those were for the points. Now, all you guys that are junior fans, he had an 8th place finish, and he came back to 13th. So he has a chance to come back up into the top 12 to be in the running. The other thing is there's a little bit of rumblings and not negative rumblings, but positive rumblings within the DEI camp. Martin Truex Jr. has now been dubbed by some as the new heir to the throne. And it's like, okay, because once Dale Jr. leaves, he's pretty much going to take over the leadership role with the team drivers. And they'll all be kind of looking to him because he's had the 2 Busch Series championships, and he actually runs pretty good. So that was it on that DEI one. Now, they're going to be racing at the Monster Mile Dover this weekend.
Ooh.
So that ought to be a great race.
And that's a Sunday race, right?
It's a Sunday race.
Okay.
Now, one of the things I happen to find is there happens to be a guy that lives in Dover. When Dale Sr. was alive, he was a big Dale Earnhardt Sr. fan. Of course, when Sr. was killed, he passed right along over to a Dale Jr. fan. Well, his wife wanted him to cut down a tree in the backyard and put up a bird feeder and all of that. He went out in the backyard, took a look at it, and I guess decided that, nope, that's not what I'm going to do. So he kept it secret. I guess it was undercover. And he carved a 12-foot high number 8 to commemorate his most popular driver. So much for the bird feeder. So ladies, if you got something you want your husband to put up in the backyard, don't count on it, because it's probably going to wind up with some sort of number carved in it.
You could probably put up a bird feeder on top of the number 8.
Yeah, they may lay a nest in some of the little circular pieces.
There you go. That might be nice.
Dale Juniors.
Yeah, little birds. A little bird said it. But anyways, that's pretty much it.
Well, thanks, Andrea.
Sure.
And I was just flashed a message that, Mike, is this guy a ex-Patriot player or a
No, that's the one that died in Louisiana.
Uh,
Jet ski accident.
a current Patriots football player died in
Number 91.
a jet ski accident? Marquis Hill died in Louisiana.
Oh,
Was
wow.
today?
Last
Today or yesterday?
He died Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Oh,
Or
okay.
Sunday or Monday, one of those days. It was over the holiday.
Oh, okay. So over the weekend, Marquis Hill died of the Patriots. Wow, what a sad day, man. Because he was one of the, man. Oh, well. All right, I'm going to move into the 70s. And following right along the racing news, back in 1977, A.J. Foyt won the Indianapolis 500 and picked up $259,000. Which is like, you can't even get into a race for that these days, can you? My God.
That was shortened this
It's-
weekend because of rain, right?
I think it was, and I can't remember who won.
Yeah.
But,
I think Danica came in third.
oh,
Danica
cool,
got-
yep.
Yeah.
That's
I will
awesome.
tell you this, it was rain shortened by about 15 laps.
Oh,
But
okay.
they did manage to get most of the race in.
Yeah. Boy, yeah, I think about it, nuts running like that out in the rain.
Remember
How
rain?
crazy is that?
It's even more nuts when you see him. Remember you and I went to Texas? And
Yep.
we saw Billy Boat do a what, 220?
228 mile an hour lap.
Actually,
yeah.
they didn't run out in the rain. They did have to come into the pits and stop because it was so bad.
Oh, okay. But
They
there is a
red
point
flagged
where
it.
they will run so far in the rain,
Yeah.
right? They'll switch over tires.
Yeah, some of the cars will switch over tires.
That's nuts.
Not that fast.
That's nuts. All right. Hey, I've got only a couple of 70s things because, like I said, I've got some tough stuff to talk about. This was funny from Portland, Maine. State-run marijuana sales suggested. And this was Cumberland County District Attorney Henry Berry III says Maine should control marijuana sales the way it does liquor sales if it's not willing to treat possession as a crime. And he said seeing as how the Maine legislature had decriminalized small amounts of marijuana, his plan was to take over, have the state take over the sales like they do liquor. And he says might as well enact legislation to put the control of distribution in a state agency. And under those conditions, the state could set legal age limits and other rules for distribution like it does for liquor.
Taxation.
Yeah, and a sales tax on the sale of marijuana could be directed toward the worthy purpose of reducing the cost of state government.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
maybe,
I don't know. You think how much money the states can make if they made it legal, taxed it?
oh, here's another great one. Because this week in 1977, New Jersey casino bill is signed. And we've all heard, you know, all the stuff about casinos in New Hampshire, whether it would be good for the state, bad for the state, and everybody keeps saying, oh no, casinos are bad news. But back in 77, it was said to be could be the economic savior. The bill was signed into law by Governor Brendan T. Byrne, who gave a stern warning to the mob and said organized crime is not welcome in Atlantic City. Stay away from our city, stay away from our casinos, and stay away from our state, you know? And it says the first casinos east of Las Vegas are not expected to begin operation until 1978. And in style, they will fall somewhere between the stuffy formal clubs in London and the gaudy all-night gaming in Nevada. And said the legislation limited casino operations to 18 hours on weekdays and 20 hours on weekends and holidays. And it also permits liquor at gaming tables, tipping of card dealers, and bare-breasted Las Vegas-style dancers. So, and hey, you know, you can, apparently, yeah, that, New Jersey went downhill after that, you know. God, never been the same since.
Well,
Yup, boobs and gambling. Let people gamble and, you know, see, that's what happens when the state takes all the revenues.
Two
Something like
thumbs
New
up from
Jersey.
Bruce on boobs and gambling.
All right, thanks, man. This one I thought was pretty cool. This came out of People in the News from 1977. Comedian Bill Cosby, with a little help from Fat Albert, is now a doctor of education. Cosby, at the time was 39, received the advanced degree from the University of Massachusetts. Said it was more important than the 4 Emmy Awards and the 6 Grammys that he's won. So yeah. And he took Fat Albert into like the elementary schools and formed like, Fat Albert was always teaching lessons, having little rules and stuff going on. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. All right, it's time. Mike Blasto says. This week in 1977, Mike Blasto says, I'm still wondering whether the city of Keene will rebate all of the meter money that was put into parking meters on Fast Day. Most drivers are so terrified of the lady in red that they just automatically put money in the meters with a knee-jerk reflex action. But no money was required on Fast Day. What did city officials think the money was? How could they just keep it? I have 2 suggestions. Donate all of it to the new Y Building Fund, or 2, set up a fund to pay the meter violations for the poor devils that honestly admit that they can't afford to pay. More and more people are becoming aware of the fantastic growth that is occurring in Peterborough. As a matter of fact, some Keene businesses have now opened branches in that town, and not a single parking meter anywhere in Peterborough. Can there be a lesson here? I don't know. I think Peterborough's got meters now probably though.
Yeah, I think they do.
But yeah, that was kind of cool. Apparently people put money in. I didn't know that Fast Day was even a national holiday.
I didn't either.
But I know that holidays you don't have to plug the meters. But
First Sunday,
all right.
5.
that's the 70s. All right, Mike, you ready?
Yeah.
We got CD, brother. My CD review this week is Jimmy Buffett, The Best of the Early Years. Am I too far forward?
No, there you
Okay,
are.
sorry, man.
Stop moving.
I thought I was out of the light.
You just sit there and talk, all right?
All right, I'll just talk. It's Jimmy Buffett, The Best of the Early Years. Now, I found this, I can't remember if I found it at in one of the cheap bins at a gas station or something, a truck stop or wherever I found it. But this is stuff from like early in Buffett's career, before he moved to Key West. And he actually was in Nashville for a time trying to get a deal as a country singer. And it's all like real hippie-ish, real like down-to-earth, almost stories of like ordinary people. And God, some of them, he sings about not knowing there was a war. So like protest, acoustical kind of, I mean, really, some of them are quite uplifting songs, you know? Songs about hippie bands and walking barefoot and groupies and naked ladies hanging around. And I mean,
Love, peace, and
it's,
Parrots?
it was like, yeah, stuff from his very first and second albums that were actually the late 60s. Because he went to Key West in 69, and then in 72 was when he moved to Key West with Jerry Jeff Walker, who was another great country performer. And in 76, he released Changes in Latitudes, and that was when the whole Key West drinking and having fun at the beach kind of songs evolved. But before that, it was a lot of like, it's acoustic and it's full of heart and, you know, little humorous bits, you know, and it's definitely an awesome album. And if you're a Jimmy Buffett fan, by all means, it's something that you should definitely own as part of your collection, because it really offers another side of him. All right, that's the CD. Woohoo! I'm down to Out and About. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to start by talking about a little place that my little picnic area, whatever you want to call it, segment. Tonight I'm going to talk about Surrey Mountain Dam. And not the dam, actually, but the little recreation area, the swimming area, It's a huge field, and it's. What are you talking about?
We're wondering if you're giving up your secret little hiding place that you go to.
No, no, I would never do that.
Yeah, 'cause you'd be bugged all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
but no, I hang out at Surrey. But Surrey's like a public place. It's just a great place, and I wish there were more people there so I'd have somebody to play frisbee with.
Give
But I
autographs.
just lay in the sun
Give it autographs.
and work on the show. But no, it's a nice little area, and so far there hasn't been a lot of people up there. But there's picnic grills, picnic tables.
Is that by the dam?
It's up. You go past where you turn to go to the dam, up on Route 12A,
Yeah.
and I don't know, maybe 3-4 miles tops up there. It's on the right-hand side. It costs
Oh,
a
yeah,
dollar.
yeah.
Costs $1 per person to get in because it's a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers project. So, but it's huge fields, you know, beautiful place to lay in the sun or to picnic. They've got a couple of big pavilions that apparently you can reserve if you get in touch with them. But I mean, it's a great place to go up and hang out for a day, you know, swimming. And when I was a kid, we used to go all the time up there. And I mean, I don't really get down near the water much, but
Neither do
I don't know. It used to kind of be kind of brownish at Surrey. I don't know. Maybe. But it was still a nice place to go, close, but yeah. And, oh well. All right. So anyway, Surrey Mountain Recreational Area. Check it out. At Gino's this Saturday night, Jonathan Scott and the Blazing Hearts Band. I don't think I've ever heard them, but they're probably good.
Probably. They got a nice setup over there, too.
Gino's has a beautiful place.
Yeah, the first
to set
time I
up a
saw it
band.
was this week with you.
Yeah. Yep.
Where they set up the bands and everything. Really looks cool.
Yeah, because we're trying to get something set up there. At the Hot Spot over in Rockingham on Route 5 at the Everyday Inn, a band called Say Lin. They're a reggae band, so if you feel like reggae and partying out, man, hit the
Jamaica
Say
Mama.
Lin, they're called, Saylyn. And on the way down here tonight, I saw a sign in front of the Moose Lodge. This Saturday night, the Moose Lodge is having a dance with the Rock Bottom Band. And but that's cool, the Moose. And the Moose also has NASCAR Day on Sunday from 12 to 6. So I guess
that's awesome.
I guess if you have no place to go, you can go hang out at the Moose.
And
Very-
I want to apologize to Donna over at Gino's. She's my little cohort in crime that I honestly have never met, and I did want to say hi to her.
Yeah, she told me the other day, Andrea, she says, that lady that does the NASCAR, she knows her stuff. And I said, yeah, she does. Let's see, another thing that's coming up. Next week is Bike Week, when all the bikers will be coming through, headed to Laconia and Loudon. So, you know, be extra careful on the road. Watch out for the motorcycles. I mean, it's springtime, and they're out anyway. So keep an extra cautious eye out for the motorcycles. And I believe Donna told me, because Donna's a rider, Andrea, and I believe that she told me that the free food tent is supposedly going to be set up somewhere up on Route 9. They used to do that all the time, and it used to set up at Otterbrook, right there at that little parking area for Otterbrook on Route 9. And it was a group called the Cornerstone Ministry, and they'd set up a tent and offer free food and a little rest spot for the bikers passing through. But they always kept getting harassed off the little plots of land that they'd picked to set up on.
Now they set
So-
up in Sullivan.
Now they're in Sullivan?
Yeah, right by the store, they take a left.
Oh,
They're-
okay.
They're right on that corner.
Okay. But what a great thing, man. And it was all donated food, and just a fantastic thing for the bikers that are passing through. You know, but be extra careful on the roads, and And let's watch out because Bike Week is always marred with accidents, and we don't want to see that this year. Let's have a nice, safe Bike Week.
Oldest one in the country.
There was a lot of them on Route 9 last year, we don't want
Yeah,
that.
there were. Because 9 is one of the major routes going over there.
Yeah, and it's the oldest rally in the country.
Is it the oldest rally?
The oldest
Oh,
rally in the
cool.
country.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my out and about. So
That's it, see you, bye.
let's see. Cool. I'm only 30 minutes in.
Or out.
All right.
Or harassing 30.
I'm going to talk about this first because it's going to start getting warm in here. All right. In Maquon, Wisconsin, some of you may have seen this last week. Harvey Pollack, the owner of the Town Market Mobile in a suburb of North Milwaukee, shut his gas pumps down for 24 hours, hoping to start a movement aimed at convincing oil companies to lower their prices. He actually caution taped them off and refused to sell gas. Maria McClory drove 10 miles out of her way to buy a diet soda after seeing local television coverage. She went 10 miles out of her way just to buy a soda at his store because he wasn't selling gas. She says, I just wanted to support them and thank them for making a statement, said McClory, who drives about 100 miles a day for work in her sport utility vehicle. So she's sucking some gas, you know, but she supported him. Says Pollack, who owns a Milwaukee title insurance agency, said he bought the gas station in 2003 as an investment, but he hasn't turned a profit in 30 months because gas margins are razor thin and he can't sell enough volume to compensate. So, yeah, it's a shame. And you know, I read that story from the 70s a couple weeks ago about shutting down the gas stations one day a week.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy saw my show somehow. But, I mean, that brings up another point. With gas prices going up and up, now I remember the 70s. I remember being a kid in the 70s. I never drove in the 70s because I never got my license until after I got out of the service. But as kids, I'd ride around with friends, and poor friends, who had cars but no money for gas. So with gas like $1 a gallon back then, that was equivalent to our $4 a gallon that it's coming up on.
Scrounge for change.
We'd scrounge for change. The other thing, the old siphon hose.
Always had a hose in my car.
That's right, and which is the reason in the late 70s and early 80s, locking gas caps became popular. So with rising the gas prices, you're going to create new criminals because there'll be the gas thieves. And, I mean, what is gas going to, I mean, it's going to keep going up and up. And at what point, at what dollar amount will you kill a guy for a gallon of his gasoline? You know, I mean, it's going to come down because we're so ingrained that we need and we need and we need. And we won't do without. It's awful. Sorry, Jane. And awful brings us to the roundabout. Because I've been driving around in this stuff. And you know, the other day, I saw, I was coming out of Grove Street, and it was rush hour, 5:30, 6 o'clock, in the detour. You know, the one that was designed by the first grader. Fantastic job he did, too. I'm getting used to it.
Did
But-
he get to the first grade?
I think he got to the first grade. He might have got held back after designing this plan.
Because he couldn't find a school, right?
But there's a cop at rush hour at the intersection of Water Street and Grove Street, and he's directing traffic. I'm sitting on Grove Street, and he's directing people straight through to clear out Water Street, which is good, waiting for people to back up on Grove Street. But as he's directing traffic to go through, people are still coming up and stopping at the damn stop sign. And he's like walking around shaking his head. And he's, I mean, because he's getting a first-hand view of just how big of retards we are.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't figure it out. But by November, we should have this entire detour thing down so good that just keep using the detour.
Forget how to go the right way.
Keep using the detour after they open the roundabout, and won't that kick Keene in the ass when they figure out they spent $4 million on a roundabout and the only people that use it are people that come from out of town because they don't know any better. Hell, we know the way around that intersection now. Just keep using it. Might as well put grass across there. Because I won't use it. It's fun, though. Fun to think about. You know, I wasn't, you know, I've been trying to hold my lip. Come on, Andrea. That's a whole inside joke. Nobody would get that unless they saw the episode of Cops or whatever the hell that Bruce was watching that night.
There she goes.
She's in a
gone.
laughing fit now. No, I watched the Keene Weekly News last week, and it upset me. It really upset me. Some of the things this guy was saying, I mean, his opinion, like I have my opinion, but I definitely disagree. And I couldn't just not let it go by the way without saying something. A couple of points that he made was that a lot of the violence these days stems from the drug wars. And if all drugs were made legal, we wouldn't have violence. Because crackheads don't get violent. And he said there's only one drug that makes you violent, and it's PCP. And you don't hear a lot about that anymore. But that statement right there proves that he doesn't know a lot of guys that do drugs. I've seen a lot of violent people.
Who
Who?
was it that was talking though? You said you disagreed with who?
Oh, it's Mark Edgington,
Oh,
is the host of Keene Weekly News.
okay.
But yeah, he's for the point that all drugs should be legalized, and you should be able to make your own choices, and you know, that's what I think. That's the kind of thinking that I think that holds up the marijuana decriminalization. You know, because everybody lumps marijuana in with the all drugs. You know, where I believe marijuana should be legal, and cocaine, crack, heroin, all of those kind of drugs, you should face the death penalty. If you're going to use them, they might as well kill you, because eventually you're going to kill yourself with the drugs. That's all I'm saying. So save some time, save some money, and just off yourself quick, you know? I mean, God, and I mean, and that's probably, I'm like the person that quits smoking cigarettes and then hates people who smoke. You know, but that's the reason that I feel so strongly about the hard drugs, is because I've been there and I've gone through the crap. You know, and I know what it can do to you. And there's nothing good can come from it. But no. Another thing, he was talking about the city council spending the taxpayers' money and not spending it wisely and stuff. But he failed to mention, as does everybody that complains about the school board spending the school tax wrong, he forgot to mention that these city councilors and school board members, they all pay taxes too. They pay property taxes, and probably more than most of us, because they probably live in nicer houses. You know? I mean, the mayor pays property tax. So if he votes a project in, it's his money too. It's not just, oh, our poor taxpayers. We're all taxpayers. So, I don't know. They're just, and it's statements like that really are just, because people don't think. You know, they don't think all the way through. Granted, I don't think the roundabout's a worthy project either, but it's happening, and it's the same thing with any other government project. And that's the problem with the government. If they, like, whenever they wanted to get something done, if they sent a letter to everybody and said, what do you think about doing this? Yes or no? Everybody fills out the form, sends it back, they count them up, majority rules. I mean, it's that simple. You know, get the post office involved again. He also said that a national service program, he said it would be like slavery. So, and you know, I don't think, you know, how can a national service organization be slavery? Make it part of the, that's like saying school is slavery. By telling a kid he's got to go to school, that's slavery. Because you're telling him he's got to go to school. So that's slavery, right?
Right.
You put a national service program into the education system. See, I don't think a kid should be able to be an adult until he's 21 years old. You know? All right, yeah. Yeah, we'll take Gino. Have we got him? Gino,
All right.
what's up, buddy?
Rick, a couple comments, and you know about the rotary thing. You know, I think that would be a good thing if they put a slip lane in, but they're not going to put a slip lane in because it's going to be unfunctional. With a slip lane, it might work,
Yeah.
but that's something you got to talk to Randy and the other guys about.
Right.
The engineers of the city. As far as the drug and legalize all the drugs, less crime, well, I don't know about that. I've known some people that have grown big crops of marijuana that, you know, I mean huge crops,
Yep.
where they put their guys guarding their crops at night with shotguns so we don't steal them. And then people coming in with Uzis and ski masks to rob those guys with shotguns.
Yep.
Okay, but in the caliber that we're into now, the only way you're going to get crime, I mean, on a small caliber in a city like Keene, the reason they do the crime and the reason they do that, they run out of money, the cocaine. You don't rob people for pot.
Right. You're right, Gino.
You get
You're
into
right.
the cocaine and the heroin, and, you know, you steal and rob and come up with all the money you can to get that stuff. Then when you run out, then you just walk up to the dealer. We're out of money. We already robbed everybody we could. Now we go rob the dealer. That's
Yep.
where your crime comes in, lack of money.
That's it. And
And
this,
they can legalize it all they want.
it's not about, it's not even about drugs, Gino, because there's always going to be the people that have more than other people.
Right, and they're going to rob.
You know, yeah, and the people with less are always
Pay
going to
for
want
it
more.
while I got it, and as soon as I run out of money, now I need it because I'm addicted to the cocaine or the heroin, which are both addictive. When I run out of money, then I'm going to come and rob you, and it's so predictable.
Exactly,
And they
yep.
can legalize it all they want, but when the guy runs out of money, he's going to need more, and he's going to rob it. Rob somebody, or rob somebody, or rob
Exactly,
somebody else.
Gino. Exactly. All right, man, anything else on your mind?
Just wanted to say hi, and glad you put me through.
All right,
rotary
thanks.
The roundabout would work if they had a slip lane, and they need a rotary up on Route 12 at that Dunkin' Donuts. I know that.
Exactly,
But
man.
Other than that,
All right, buddy.
no, they can legalize it all they want. Once you get somebody addicted to it, and they run out of money, they're going to rob.
That's it, bud. All right, man. Hey, I'll stop down and see you sometime.
All right, Johnny.
All right.
I heard Johnny when it was dead.
All right, later,
Is that
buddy.
true? No, is that true, Rick?
What's that?
I heard Johnny when he died. That was a shock to me. There's Edgar and Johnny Winter.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Johnny Winter died.
I heard that, and I don't know if it's true or not. I never heard it, but somebody told me Johnny Winter was dead. And I
I'll
just
check
thought
into
that.
it, Gino, and get in touch with you over the weekend at some point.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Later.
Good night, Rick.
All right. Yeah. My whole plan before Gino called about the whole national service program. And yeah, personally, that's one of the things that I think should happen. I think at the end of high school, every kid should do a year in military service. You think too, Mike?
I think too.
I
2
mean,
years. Yeah.
there's no better education than boot camp.
Well, I was stationed in Germany. In Germany, every male has to serve in the military.
Right.
In the
Yeah.
military.
And it's part of the education system. And it takes generations to change people's mindsets.
Mhm.
You know, of slowly phasing in all this stuff until it just becomes routine.
Right.
I mean, I lived on an aircraft carrier for 7 months. I was in jail for 9 months. I mean, it's no big deal.
Right. Yeah.
After a while, it's just another routine.
Another routine.
It's just. I mean, it's so easy.
See, in Germany, they have them go in for 2 years. There's not really a grooming standard. You can wear your hair long, you can have a beard, you can have a mustache, all that
Yep.
stuff. After your 2 years, if you re-enlist, then you go regular and cut your hair and all that kind of stuff. But they're mandatory to go in.
Right. I mean,
Just like Israel.
it teaches you a lot of good things, and there should be a number of choices. You know, there should be military. And I believe if a person wants to be a doctor, that immediately after high school, you go into the military, you serve as a corpsman.
Right, yeah.
And then at that point, at the end of all right, you say 2 years, let's say 2 years. At the end of your 2 years, you decide, well, that's cool, yeah, I want to be a doctor, I want to keep going and be a doctor.
Or if you have the
So
aptitude.
then, why doesn't the military train the doctors? See, if we weren't fighting all these wars, every doctor in the country could be a military doctor
Mhm.
and be paid by the government.
That would be nice.
And it would not cost you anything to go to the hospital.
Right, national health care.
It's national health care, and it's all done through the military. The military trains these people. I mean, people don't think that way. Anyway. Let's see, what else did I want to get to? Oh, yeah, a lot of people talk about freedom these days. And, yeah. So I researched freedom because I wanted to find out kind of like the history of the whole freedom thing. And I researched way back before the Revolutionary War, before Rome, before Egypt, into the caveman days. And there has never been a place or a time where there's been total freedom. Ever. There's always been somebody in charge. There always will be. So, get over the whole freedom thing, Enjoy your life and, live while you can. And they say, the whole political arena. I mean, for one thing, they say that we should come together as one, as a country. But then they tell you you've got to be Republican or Democrat, which you might as well go up to people and say you're either black or white. I mean, it's a segregation. Republican and Democrat is a segregation. Cut out the crap. Let's just vote for people. People and ideas. People with ideas. Maybe vote for somebody with their own ideas instead of somebody else's. And they say that voting makes a difference, but it doesn't. And they say, oh, well, I voted. I did my part. You didn't do your part. Are you part of a neighborhood watch program? If you see somebody on the side of the road with a flat tire, do you stop and help them? You vote. So you figure you did your part. Stop voting and get out and actually take freedom and help other people attain freedom. Be a good person. Get Get off your ass.
Pass
Get
it
off.
on. Yeah.
Get off the couch from in front of the TV, you know, and go out and do something nice for somebody. That's what freedom is.
I like them new commercials they got out there where they show the one person seeing somebody doing a kind act, then it moves on to another person doing a
Yeah.
kind,
I
and it
mean,
comes full
if
circle.
you live next to an old 70, 80-year-old lady and you see a friggin' lawn care company pull up in front of her house to do her yard, you better hustle your ass over next door and kick them guys in the butt and offer to do her lawn for nothing.
Yep.
You know, help people. That's what freedom's about. It's about everybody helping everybody else. You know, it's not about I want, don't touch my things, and you can't take my things from me. It's, why don't you give some of your things? Give some of you.
Bottom line, freedom isn't free.
Freedom has never been free. And apparently at this point, if we want a new president and a good president, what we want to find is an experienced sheep farmer. Because we're sheep.
We have one at the cottage.
Yep.
All right.
Janice.
I don't want to go off anymore. It's
Oh,
getting
come
really
on,
hot.
it's so good when you
All
go.
right, one more.
All right, here we go. You're getting so tired when you go
I'm
out.
like, this came to me the other day, and I'm thinking, you know, about the whole United States being the global police kind of thing, you know, and going around. What Ron Paul said, that the terrorists attacked us not because of our freedom, but because we're going around telling other people how to live. Which, I mean, granted, I agree with. It's stupid that we're doing that.
100%.
And you know, then I started thinking, well, maybe there should be some kind of group, you know, that would like oversee all that kind of thing. Maybe like with a representative from every country in the world. Wait, that's the United Nations, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Where the hell are they? What are they doing?
Waiting for us,
Is
the
it-
U.S. to come
Is
in.
it just like they sit up there in the office and like make sanctions and then go, United States, they're not being nice.
Huh?
I mean, I don't think the UN even has an actual army, do they?
Well, yeah, they do. They have white cars, big blue UN letters, and they wear blue berets.
Do they have like planes and bombs?
I think they got. I'm not sure if they got. I think they got planes. I think they got planes.
Because now, why aren't they handling all this like international terrorist crap? You know? Instead of us.
I know. Or give us a blue beret with just the U.S. patch on our shoulder, saying with the UN on
And personally, it's fairly biased that the UN is actually in New York City.
That's right. Yeah.
The world's, what we want to be the world's governing body is in the United States. It should be on like an island by itself and be its own community and, you know, oversee everything. And if somebody, because some country gets out of line or does something wrong, screw the sanctions, fly some UN bombers over there, drop some, you know, US-made bombs, some Chinese bombs, some Japanese bombs, an entire mix of bombs on the people, and say, screw off. You know, stop doing those bad things.
Yeah, smorgasbord.
You know? And don't leave it up to the United States. God. All right, so that's enough going off. All right. I wanted to read this for Donna. These are some more dumb laws from Canada, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Let's see, here's a law from Canada. Citizens may not publicly remove bandages. Imagine that, because apparently, yeah, there's a gross factor or something. It is illegal for clear or non-dark sodas to contain caffeine in Canada. And businesses must provide rails for tying up horses. They've got one of those in Keene? No, because there's none of them downtown businesses got places to tie up horses.
We have hitching posts.
You can't hitch them up to the parking meter?
Oh, maybe you can. I'm pretty sure you got to pay for them too. There's another one I thought was kind of weird for Canada. Wooden logs may not be painted. And here's one that Ryan likes. And I think there's one like this in the United States, too. It says, when you are released from prison, it is required that you are given a handgun with bullets and a horse so you can ride out of town. And yeah, somebody told me that in the United States, the law is you're supposed to be given a horse, a gun, and a silver dollar to ride out of town. Or a gold piece.
Aren't you guys having that conversation?
Yeah, last weekend we were having that conversation. Here's a weird one for Canada. It is illegal to climb trees in Canada.
Is what?
Illegal to climb trees.
That's weird.
Now it makes a lumberjack's job really tough. The city is classified as a no-pee zone. Yeah. And all business signs in the province of Quebec must be in French.
And they are.
They are.
We've been there.
Yeah. Let me get a couple of weird facts. In 1980, the Yellow Pages listed a funeral home in under frozen foods. 1 in every 4 Americans has appeared on television. In most advertisements, the time displayed on an analog watch is 10:10. Just so you know. A hardworking adult sweats up to 4 gallons a day. How about that? 4 gallons of sweat. And most of it evaporates before the person realizes it. Here's a cool one. A person would die if all the toxic ingredients of 1 cigarette were directly injected into the bloodstream.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that next time you light up.
Well, we got a minute left, right?
All right. Yeah.
So in a minute
We got
now-
just under a minute. I want to thank the crew, Jane and Mike,
That's what.
and Bruce and Andrea. You did another wonderful job on your NASCAR, Andrea. I want to thank Nick for keeping the place open and locking the place up after we leave. I want to thank Lee. I want to say hi to Corey. I want to thank Mom's Tattoo and Gemini Screen Print. And I want to tell everybody that donations are still welcome down here at Cheshire TV. Any money that you can give, send to Cheshire TV. And that's it. Till next week, Rick Blood. Peace.